but I do have one New Year's resolution, and that is to have more people with me in my videos. So my first guinea pig is my mom, and we're gonna do the mother-daughter tag, or the mother tag, or mom tag, whatever you want to call it. So this is my mom, Madre Hutchison, and we are at a new location, which is her house and my parents' house actually. I call this the main house because I no longer live with them. I live in a house about zero point 0.6 miles away from here. Um, Excuse my voice. I'm getting over a cold a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's still kind of hard to talk a little bit. Why'd you give me that look?
No reason.
Act natural. All right. All right. So the first question is, how old were you when you had your first child?
36.
Okay, so I am her only child. So she was 36 years old when she had me. Were you 36 or were you 37?
Going on 37. I was 36.
Okay. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months?
Being on bed rest the last 6 weeks, it seemed like it took forever
And why were you on bed rest?
because uh, I was an older mom, and that was one of the complications of being an older mom, preeclampsia.
Right, yeah, so a lot of people are saying that you should get pregnant before you're 30 because there's like a lot of risk factors with women, like their bodies start getting older, and then their organs and stuff start getting older. And that was something else my aunt had said. She's like, you need to hurry up and have a baby. And I was like, no, I mean, it's going to happen in God's timing. I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to rush getting married. I'm not going to rush having a kid. If it's meant to be that I have a kid, it'll happen, however old I am. All right. Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months?
Well, I enjoyed it. I had such a small waistline when I started pregnancy, so it took forever for me to be able to put on pregnancy clothes. When I first bought my first pregnancy clothes, I really felt pregnant, and that's when I enjoyed most buying the clothes.
And do you still
And
enjoy
then
it?
towards the end, huh?
That's it.
Then towards the end, I enjoyed buying baby clothes and the baby beds and diapers and stuff.
Yeah, that's one other thing about having a baby. You gotta ruin your figure. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
You don't have to ruin it. You exercise like I did. Watch what you eat. You won't have to ruin it.
Oh. In your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off?
Accurate.
What did you hear?
I heard that the pain is unbearable, and I heard that once you have a baby, your body's never the same. That's true. I heard that you never be able to sleep. You never be able to have a restful night. That's been true.
Even when the kid gets older. Because I
Yeah.
had multiple ear infections and I woke her up in the middle of the night.
Mhm. Yeah. Your time is not your own. Uh,
It's still not.
no, it's not now.
Alright. Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it?
Yes, I would have. I would have prepared myself more for it. I would have been calmer. But I had a very good doctor, and they could see that because I thought I called myself gonna have a natural birth. They could see that I was in a lot of pain. They said, "Are you sure, Mrs. Hutchinson, you didn't want to go for the epidural?" I shook my head, yes. So I would prepare myself more if I was going to do a natural birth by exercising, eating the right things, and um, practicing breathing techniques better.
So, for people that may not know, I don't know who's all watching this video, what exactly is an epidural?
It's something to they put a shot in your back, and that numbs the pain from the waist below. So you don't feel any contractions. At least I didn't. Some people say they do, but you don't feel any contractions. So when they gave me my first epidural around 11:30, no, yeah, around 11:30. I think they woke me up around.
Yeah, it was 11:30 because you said you're watching Young and the Restless.
And then about 1:30. Okay, well then they gave me the first epidural around, or in the morning then I guess. And then around 11:30, I think they gave me another one. And then after they gave me the other one, I was watching Young and the Restless and I went to sleep. They woke me up around 3 o'clock and said, "Mrs. Hutchinson, it's time to push you at 10 now." So you don't even hardly feel the pushing. So, but
Right.
I think, but it, I had natural childbirth, and I didn't have a cesarean. It usually takes longer to heal from a cesarean. So, actually, uh, for a person myself that can't stand pain, I actually did pretty good.
And then I think you mentioned preeclampsia earlier. Did you?
Yeah.
Explain what that is.
Preeclampsia is when your blood pressure goes up really high, and it puts uh, you and your baby in danger because your kidneys could go out. And I'm not exactly sure how that affects the baby.
Hmm. Oh, my phone closed. All right. What would be your advice for someone who is about to have a baby?
Well, if you're going to have a baby, especially if you're thinking about it, if you're in your teens or your 20s, it's best your diet.
Teens.
You start taking care of yourself when
Oh.
you're a child. You eat your vegetables and your fruit, and you keep your because it's not just about having a baby. The doctor told me when I was pregnant because of my age, he said not just about having a baby at a certain age, it's how well you take care of your body. So I pretty much always eating correctly, and I had exercised and pretty much kept my weight down until I got pregnant. It just seemed like all of a sudden potato chips never tasted so good. Donuts.
Mm-mm-mm.
So even though you're pregnant, sometimes you think you may need more food. Still watch the foods you eat and don't overeat.
Yeah, because like when I was in my teens, you told me that even though it'd probably be like 15, 20 years I had a kid, to take care of my body now, because whatever you do to your body now is going to affect the kids later.
Yep, it's true.
What has been the hardest thing about being a mom?
Worry and
Mm-hmm.
always wondering if you're doing everything right. Them you trying to patience. I think that's probably the hardest thing is being patient.
So worry or patient?
Patient.
Like what?
Like when you were younger, uh, I wanted you. If I was trying to teach you something, I wanted you to get it right then and there. I didn't want to have to keep going over and over and over again. I couldn't understand why you being so hard headed
Like
and
math?
not listening. Yeah, yeah. Um, Now as you get older, it's more like worry. Like if you go out and they you go out there in the woods and stuff, and you run out there across the car.
Oh my
How
gosh.
well is the person that's driving the car? Their reaction time. How well is the reaction time going to be?
So I went to school, probably like 10 minutes away from the house. I was still living with my parents, and I would have class at like sometimes my class wouldn't start till 7. I wouldn't get off until 10. So if I was talking to like my professor after class and it was like 10:01, my mom was texting, "Where are you at? Are you leaving school yet? Are you in the car yet?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's just like a minute after 10
Oh,
o'clock."
it's shot. I mean, yeah, that's
Murray
Murray State.
State,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, because it was dark
And when
outside.
you said worry, I instantly thought of that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom?
Graduations, seeing all their hard work. You finally graduate from college, or you finally accomplished a goal. She finally accomplished. If your child finally accomplished a goal that they've been trying to accomplish for a long time, or if she getting her first job that she really worked hard for.
Like the one I got in August?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my first teaching job, my first official teaching job. All right, what was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom?
The connection. Because I come from a family. I come from a family of I have 5 sisters, no 4 sisters and 3 brothers, and I was the oldest. So I was considered to always be the main person and not really like children. But there's an instant connection when you have your own child. And I think once I had my own child, I kind of understand how other people felt about their children. And I'm a daycare provider also, so I try to take care of those children as well. I to put myself in those parents' place, and I try to take care of those daycare children is about like I would do my own child.
What is the best memory you have involving your child?
Oh yeah, yeah. She was first baptized, and how scared she was about getting in the water when she became a child of God. That's one of the most rewarding experiences.
Yeah, I don't know if I told the story of me being baptized or not, but I was 11 years old, and that Sunday my dad had preached about the second coming of Christ, and that the baptized believers and the people that have lived right and have stuck by God's word and follow God all their life, and then the people that had died in Christ are going to go to heaven, but the people that did not do those things are going to burn on the earth with the rest of the world. And I didn't really think too much of it because we had been talking about baptism and stuff and the step to salvation. But I had a friend stay the night that night, and she was saying, "Do you want to burn up on earth whenever Jesus comes back?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Uh, well, your dad preached about second coming of Christ and everything." And I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, that is true. I guess I'm old enough. I don't want to go. I don't want to be burnt up." So I asked my dad about being baptized, and it wasn't just that. Like we had been talking about it for like years and everything. So yeah, I got baptized that next morning.
You can, yeah, that's right. Because you were on be baptized in the tub. You changed your mind. You got baptized over the rock.
Yeah, I wanted to be all the way in the water. I didn't want to take a risk and have an arm out or something. What is the most exciting milestone?
I guess the most exciting milestone would be your independence on being able to take care of yourself.
My emerging independence, or you think I'm fully
No,
independent?
you're emerging independence.
She only thinks I'm grown when she wants me to do something. Any other time, I'm still a child.
You are.
Yeah. She said sometimes she says I'm going on 30, but she wants me to do something.
I said 25.
You say 30. What is the worst thing your child has ever done?
She was over. Anthony was over a friend's house one day. I think she was about 5 or 6, and there was this teddy bear her friend had, and she had asked the little girl could she have it, and the little girl asked her mom, and her mom had told her no. And so when Robin went to pick up, she got ready to leave. She had snuck that teddy bear inside her bag or something, and they were running around looking for it. And then Doris looked down at Anthony's stuff. Well, first looked down at Anthony's stuff
and
said
the name.
There it is. And I looked down there and saw that teddy bear. I'd never been so embarrassed.
Yeah, that was like the last time I ever stole anything. But if that's the worst thing, like the worst memory you've ever, like, have I ever done, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
What habit did you wish your child didn't have?
Her hair. Is hair in the morning, is good morning hair, good afternoon hair, and good evening hair, and then bedtime hair. If she can stick to a hairstyle for more than 1 week. That's right, more than 1 week. Matter of fact, the last couple of weeks for a day.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been out of school for a little bit, from work, from like on Christmas break, because like teachers have break and everything. And I've been changing my hair a lot. I've been wanting to do a lot of stuff with my hair. Like this is the latest hairstyle now. I kind of like it. I just really kind of want my curly hair back now that it's straight.
And then after this hair, after she goes and get that hair curly, she's gonna look at it and say it's too short, and she's gonna turn around and she's gonna straighten it back out. Mark my word.
She hates when I change my hair. Like if you look at the past videos, I just started this in August, I think, or July, June. Yeah, I started this like YouTube channel in June. You can see like the evolution of my hairstyles. It's always changing.
Yep, it does.
What habit of theirs makes you proud?
You're getting things done ahead of time. Making sure your work is always on time. Make sure you keep everything in order. Being timely. Sometimes it can be too excessive, but
yeah,
being a timely person.
I had my whole lesson plans, like all 5 of them from every single day of the week for the last 3 weeks of school. And so I had literally nothing to do after work because I had everything already planned out, which was good because if something came up, I would have been able to change it because I already had a plan. But yeah, I think I'm like the complete opposite of a procrastinator. Do you share any similarities with your child, physical and personality?
Hair, maybe hair, but I'm not as excessive about hair. Like to be neat. Don't like to have anything hanging over my head.
But you still do though.
Well, I
because
try
you
not to.
procrastinate.
Yeah, I do procrastinate.
No, but we look alike. We look
Yeah,
alike a lot.
we look. She favors me. Let's see. What else?
Yeah, like there's a picture when you were 15. It looks exactly like I do now.
Yeah, it does.
But even though your family could tell the difference between us, though.
Let's see what else similarities do we have. It's not animals. Shopping. See, I like. She likes to shop, but she doesn't. She doesn't like shopping as long as I do. I like to take my time and shop.
Yeah, I would say like our physical characteristics are almost the same, and like even like the body shape and stuff. But my personality is exactly like my dad's. Don't you think so?
Hmm. Some of it.
Where would you like your child to be in 10 years?
I like to see her um, with someone. I want her to stay in the church. I want her to have a husband that's in the church. I want her children to be in the church. I want her husband to be the leader of her family. Not her trying to lead him, but I want her husband to be the leader of her family. And I want her I like to see her established in a be established in her home, keep her bills paid, have money saved up for the future because you just never know what's going to happen. But basically, all just to be able to stay a Christian, and her family members be a Christian. If she has children, maybe she has 2 children, make sure or how many children she has, make sure that they stay in the church also, or bring them up in the church.
Yeah, I think I've told you guys in a previous video that my mom's whole family is like basically in the church. She has Uncle Courtney's a preacher, Uncle Jeff's a preacher, my cousin Russell's a preacher, Aunt Tony married a preacher,
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Tanya married a preacher, you married a preacher, and they're all members of the church. And
that Deidre, your Aunt Deidre's husband is a good worker in the church.
oh yeah, he's and I talked about them in my accountability video. If you guys watch that one, and yeah, I just come from a strong Christian background, and a lot of it attributes to my grandfather on my mom's side that traveled around with the famous Church of Christ evangelist, Marshall Keeble.
Yeah.
And my grandmother's um, played a part in that too, also with helping her children and sometimes using the scare tactics. She said that if you guys came back pregnant, she was gonna. Is that not mentionable in this video?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to. Basically, it's respect yourself. If you respect yourself, or the person that you're dating will respect you. You don't want to go and have children out of wedlock if you're not doing that well yourself. Why would you bring a child into? Why would you bring a child into the world if you're not doing that well yourself? You make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that your partner's taking care of yourself. You don't have enough money to take care of the children that you plan to bring into the world. A lot of people say, well, I've made a mistake, but there's all kinds of information out there on birth control, all kinds. So a lot of times I really just don't think it's any excuse better than stuff about being caught up.
Yeah, that is true. Like, whenever you're in school, you should kind of just focus on school, like high school and college. And then I think it's best to start really being serious about someone after college because it is hard to, it is kind of hard to kind of, it's not really hard to stay on track, but it's like obviously people are human and the physical attraction is there. And you do have to kind of protect yourself from the heartbreak and unexpected pregnancies because when you're in high school, it's really hard in college before you get an education and a really good job. It's harder to have a child, but when you're out of college, I'm not saying it's okay to have premarital sex out of college. I'm just saying that it wouldn't be as much of a hardship if you're still in school.
Yeah, and then if you just think about the fact that when you engage in sexual activity and you don't take measures to protect yourself not to get pregnant or get um, sexual transmitted disease, you're not thinking about the people that you're hurting. Not only hurting yourself or your partner, but you're hurting the other people that are around you. And then you may bring a child into the world, and then that child is hurt because you have the argument fighting between the parents if the parents aren't together. Sometimes you have it when the parents are together. But if you don't have that father, the father helping you out with your children, that shouldn't be. if you're going to have engage in sexual activity, but you make sure that person, which you shouldn't do without outside of marriage, when you make sure that person is going to take care of you and that child and be with you and not leave you and go to the next person.
Yeah, because especially in today's time, and I see that a lot with my career in education, and not just like the job I have now, but like the past careers I've had with daycares and everything. It's very hard to see the child struggle without the father, and that's always something that I wanted to strive for, is to have a father for my future children, because I grew up with a father, and I don't think it would be fair for it with my children if I didn't allow them to have that same opportunity. So I appreciate my mom helping me stay on track through these years and focus on school, because it has been hard with you know, being lonely and not dating when you see your other friends date, but it has paid off, and I'm grateful for that.
Amen. A to the man.
All right. What is something that having a child has taught you?
That it is not an 8 to 5 job. It's a 24-hour, 365 days a week. I mean, a year job. Once you're a parent, you're always a parent to that. Either you pass away or that child pass away.
And hopefully it's not the latter.
Yes, amen.
No parent should have to outlive their child. All right. Did you imagine that you'd be a mom at the age that you became a mom?
No, I was never going to have any children because my husband said we didn't have to worry about birth control because he had never gotten anyone pregnant, and so there was no need to worry about birth control because he couldn't have any children. So lo and behold, I think I was married like September 24th. Lo and behold, by the 1st of October, I was looking. And I said, well, where is it? Because he said we couldn't have the children. But no, I didn't. I just thought, I didn't really care because I wasn't interested in having children anyway. But at the age 36.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. And then I was a complete surprise, but I know that I've been loved through these years, and it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah,
it was just a surprise.
Yeah, it was a blessing.
Describe your child in a single sentence.
Responsible, okay. Loving, caring, responsible, and consistent.
Those are good ones. How have you changed as a person since becoming a mom?
More organized. Don't sleep through the nights anymore. More conscious of what I was saying when you were younger. Loving and more compassion towards children. Trying to be more timely.
All right. Is there any other advice you would give to like a young mother or a mother that is raising like a teenager, or someone about to enter into the grandmother stage? You don't know what that's like yet, but do you have like any advice?
Sorry, no, sure don't. Well, only thing I can say about being a mother is first of all, you gotta look to God for everything, because without God, we wouldn't have been able, me or Anton. Anton and I would not have been able
Her husband, my dad,
would not have been able to accomplish or help guide her along and things. A lot of times, motherhood is not easy, and like I said, it's not an 8 to 5 job. It's not where you work all day long and you put that child to the side. Your child should always come first, and whenever you make investments in your future stuff, you should always consider your child. And I mean, just do the best you can. You put God first, and then you put your child first, and then you have to pay that child's attention. Anthony was not one of them kind of children who just sit and read a book all day. She was constantly into something, constantly having to do something. So a lot of times they say, well, I can just sit my child down there. No, she wasn't that kind of child. She still isn't. She has to be doing something, just like her daddy. Some of the traits. Now, one of the things that we're opposite about, I can get somewhere and sit down all day long, read a book, play on tablet, solitaire all day long, but not her.
Nope.
Maybe what the advice would be the two is you depend on God, and you always put your child first, and just enjoy being a mother. A lot of things, we go back over some of the memories that when she was younger, those years went by so fast. And you wish one time a lady told me, she said, don't say that you wish your child would be 5. He said, you'll look back on those days and say you can go back to those days when they were infant and stuff. Because if I had to go back when Anthony was an infant, everything just seems so hard then. But if I had to go back to her being an infant, I know a lot of things that I did when she was an infant I would change. But being a mother is one of the most God-given gifts that you can ever be given.
I guess. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's like I said, I'm also my first guinea pig on getting guests to get my videos with me. I had one guest in June. If you guys go back and look at the videos, it's called Christian Dating. We talk about what it's like to be a Christian in this world and dating because it is super hard. Uh, but yeah, my mom's my best friend and one of my biggest role models in life. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a good night.